On the African savanna, alliance holds the throne. This is predator territory, where every challenger waits for the right moment. Before we begin, please let us know where you come from. Africa's deadliest fight for survival starts right now. The African savanna is a chain of ecosystems, one flowing into the next. Parched grassland breaks against rivers that run only part of the year. The wet season and the dry season take turns redrawing the map of power. Vultures are the largest carrion birds in African skies, with wingspans stretching past 2.5 meters. They barely flap their wings, riding thermals rising off the ground instead, hoarding every scrap of energy for a full day patrolling the sky. Their eyesight is up to 8 times sharper than a human's. A single vulture rarely keeps a secret to itself. Its spiraling descent becomes a signal that pulls in dozens more. On the back of every buffalo, small birds pick off parasites one by one, spending their whole lives riding another animal's back, instead of foraging on the ground. A single bird can pick off hundreds of ticks a day. Sometimes more than 10,000 tick larvae. No buffalo could manage that workload alone. The relationship isn't entirely fair, but both sides need each other to survive. A small price for a living alarm system, standing watch for the whole herd. Django's pride has ruled this land for a long time. Their power carries far beyond the morning roar. But the dry season has broken their unity. Fights over territory grow more frequent. There isn't enough prey to go around. They're forced to split apart. Only Django remains, and Nia, his faithful mate. But she's pregnant, and now even the savanna's strongest empire has its limits. When Azani's clan closes in, Nia has no choice but to back away. The lioness's survival instinct shifts entirely to protecting the cubs she's about to bear. An empire in exile is forced to search for safer ground. A pregnant mother, driven from her home, may look like the worst possible outcome. But it's a pattern that repeats across the African savanna. The borders between lion prides and hyena clans change hands constantly. At dozens of different points every single day. Both species need the exact same things: prey and duns to raise the next generation. Truces here never last long. Only a balance of power exists, and it shifts with the seasons. These two species build power in two completely different ways. In the hyena clan, power passes down the maternal line. Every female outranks every male, regardless of age. When a matriarch grows old or dies, her bloodline holds power immediately. A clan's size directly reflects the quality of the territory it holds. In leaner regions, a clan may number only a few individuals. In richer regions like the Ngorongoro crater, a clan can grow past 70 members. For this species, numbers aren't a side effect of wealth. They're the definition of it. Lions take a different path. An adult male rarely lives alone. He stays in contact with his brothers through roars, carrying for miles every single day. These brotherly coalitions can last nearly a decade, long enough to dominate a vast stretch of territory. But the coalition only holds while both stand together. Lose one, and the remaining strength drops by more than half. A lone male stands almost no chance of claiming territory. In long-term studies from the Serengeti, only 1 out of 29 solo attempts ever succeeded. For coalitions of 4 or more, that success rate climbs past 80%. A system built on blood holds steady across generations. A system built on alliance can crumble with a single death. And both are fighting over the very same land. Across East Africa, hyenas succeed on 30 to 40% of their hunts. Lions manage only around 26%. More than 3/4 of those successful lion hunts come down to the lionesses. Even against prey 3 times their own body weight. Hyenas are formidable hunters in their own right. A fact the scavenger reputation has buried for decades. Even their laugh carries a completely different meaning. It's a language that encodes rank within the clan. Whenever the whole clan fights over the same piece of food, numbers shape how every other species survives around here too. The leopard is a solitary hunter. No pack to belong to, no allies to share a fight with. It hunts with skill and cunning, but it still gives up kills to larger hyena clans more often than not, and sometimes has to brace itself to protect its cubs against a coordinated siege. Nearly 1/5 of all leopard kills get stolen. More than half of those losses go to hyenas. That's exactly why it learned to haul its kills up high, hiding them on branches out of reach. With no numbers to lean on, it had to turn height itself into its only ally. The honey badger is a small omnivore, weighing in at less than a fifth of an adult hyena. At almost no predator in Africa wants to pick a fight with it on purpose. A single honey badger has been known to stand off 6 hyenas at once around a carcass, driving them back with a string of biting counterattacks and a smell no animal wants to get close to. But another species, one both lions and hyenas keep their distance from, is about to enter this game in a way no one saw coming. Nearly 1,000 Cape buffalo move together through the Okavango wetlands. Every adult weighs up to 800 kilograms, enough to flip a predator on its back if cornered. Within minutes, the most feared predators in the Okavango are forced up a tree just to survive. Cape buffalo kill more lions than any other animal in Africa. They never face a threat alone. That's the real weapon of this species. Even the top predator can become the prey when its opponent knows how to use numbers right. In the Okavango, one population of lions has become entirely set apart from the rest of the species. They swim through channel after channel. They climb with real skill. Constant movement through a water-based habitat has made them some of the largest individuals in the species. A single male here can top 240 kilograms, while the average savanna male weighs only around 180 to 200. A trait shaped entirely by the harsh environment it lives in, where bringing down a buffalo weighing a full ton demands muscle the dry savanna could never build. In this same wetland, African wild dogs compete with hyenas too, hunting the exact same ground. This predator has one of the most tightly organized societies on the continent. Living in packs with a clear hierarchy, almost never hunting alone. When they hunt as a tightly coordinated pack, their success rate ranks among the highest of any predator in Africa, far outpacing the lions. For this species, coordination isn't a choice. It's the entire survival strategy. Numbers and coordination decide who gets to keep a meal out here. The deeper you go into this land, the clearer the rule of numbers becomes. But every rule has its exception. For weeks, Zhangzhou has been harassed across his own territory. In that single moment, one lone animal rewrites the rules of an entire system. All it takes is enough nerve and nothing left to lose. Numbers decide most of what happens on this savanna. Power here belongs to whoever, at the right moment, knows how to use exactly what they have. A pride knows when to retreat. A clan knows when to band together. And when a single member can still fend for itself. A lone animal knows when to stand its ground. That's the real law of the African savanna. Whoever understands the rules best is the one who survives. If you think you know who really rules this land, leave your answer below. Don't forget to follow the channel so you don't miss the next confrontation from across wild Africa. Dawn breaks over the savanna grassland. A Thompson's gazelle has wandered from the herd. Completely unaware that its every step is being tracked closely. Hidden in the tall grass, a lioness has already picked her target. She presses her body flat against the ground. Every muscle coiled tight. Like a spring ready to release. With one explosive burst of speed and overwhelming weight, the prey's life ends in an instant. This brutal law of survival has played out every day since the beginning. Where solitude has often meant death. And yet, nature's death sentence isn't always carried out this easily. Dawn breaks over the vast plains of East Africa. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeest gather together, forming a sea of horns and hooves. Stretching to the horizon. Moving together like a single organism. They rely on a strategy. Biologists call swarm intelligence. The moment one animal at the edge of the herd catches the scent of lion, a single flinch or one panic change of direction, ripples through thousands of bodies. Faster than any individual reflex ever could. The herd doesn't just provide vigilance. It also creates what's known as the dilution effect. Using sheer numbers as a living shield to lower the risk for every individual inside it. But that shield only works as long as they stay together. One unlucky wildebeest that strays from the group gets surrounded by an ambushing pride of lions. Surprisingly, instead of panicking and fleeing, the most basic survival instinct there is, it makes a decision no one expects. With sheer stubbornness, the wildebeest turns back around to face its hunters head-on. Using its horns for defense, and turning pure obstinance into a weapon that stops the pride in its tracks. At midday, beneath the shade of an acacia tree, a herd of impala grazes peacefully. But every one of their senses is working at full capacity. In the shadows, a leopard lies completely still. Its rosette-spotted coat is one of the most sophisticated camouflage systems in the mammal world. Letting a killing machine weighing nearly 60 kilograms vanish perfectly into its surroundings. Despite being able to hit speeds of 60 kilometers an hour, the impala's sharp senses mean the leopard's real hunting success rate runs only 15 to 38%. The leopard's real strength isn't just its stealth. It's its extreme patience. It's willing to fail 7 times just to succeed on the 8th. And the most remarkable part happens after it brings the prey down. Instead of eating right where it stands, it uses astonishing jaw strength to clamp onto the carcass and haul it straight up into the highest branches. On the ground, lions and hyenas could steal away half of every kill it makes. But up in the canopy, the leopard keeps its reward whole, thanks to one smart investment of energy. In the suffocating heat of the Kalahari Desert, survival is a battle of pure endurance. The gemsbok is the master of this place. It can go days without drinking water. Pulling all the moisture it needs from parched grass alone. This massive animal weighing more than 220 kilograms carries a deadly weapon on its head. A pair of straight, razor-sharp horns. Nearly 1.2 meters long. Like spears. The same resilience that carries it through drought is the same attitude it brings when it faces down a predator. When lionesses fan out to surround it, the gemsbok refuses to run. It plants its feet and holds its ground, leveling its horns bravely at the enemy, head on. Even so, solitary courage is sometimes not enough against the tactics of a coordinated pride. One perfectly timed, brutal blow to the flank from a second lioness throws the gemsbok off balance. Bringing down the desert's most resilient warrior.
The only advantage left. People call it the Black Panther. It is not a species. It is a mutation born in 1 in 10,000 leopards on this earth. 3 continents, each fighting for the same thing. Wearing the coat that evolution gave them, the same black coat. 3 completely different paths. This is called convergent evolution. And this is proof that the black coat is not chance. The black coat makes them invisible at midnight and makes them a target at midday. We begin where darkness fights hardest, where the lion pride never stops hunting. Look at it. Look closely. Every single leopard has spots. Even this one. The spots are still there. Beneath the black fur, you cannot see them, but they are there. And that tells us everything about what is hidden inside this black coat. Melanistic. And that gene for the leopard is not MC1R, as most of us assumed. It is the agouti signaling protein, an entirely different pigmentation control system. This is what makes the 3 shadow predators in this story almost impossible to believe. Phantom, the black leopard of Kabini, carries a mutated ASIP gene. Obsidian, the black jaguar of the Amazon, carries a mutated MC1R gene. The same black coat, 2 entirely different genetic systems. But why isn't it common? If the black coat is a weapon, why do only around 11% of leopards carry it? Because it is a recessive gene. Both mother and father must carry this allele, and both may appear completely ordinary. In a leopard population, where 10% carry the black coat, nearly half of all spotted leopards carry the hidden gene. At the far tip of the Malay Peninsula, evolution revealed its true answer. There, the black coat didn't stay rare. Not 10%, nearly 100%. That means that in the right environment, selection pressure is strong enough that the recessive allele. Each generation, those with the black coat survived at higher rates, produced more offspring, and their young did too. And after thousands of years, the golden coat became the exception. The male leopard pursuing Phantom through Kabini, the female competing with Shade in Laikipia, may carry that gene without knowing it. Beneath the Kabini midday sun, Phantom feels that heat differently. Hotter, more exposed, hungrier. This is the trade that evolution has made. I give you darkness, but you pay for it in light. Ten confirmed. That is the number of black leopards verified across all of Africa. 10 across an entire continent. And one of those 10 lives here, Laikipia, Kenya. We call her Shade. Shade is female. Her territory covers 3 square kilometers. Inside a region where one lion pride controls 40 square kilometers. Shade's territory lies entirely within the lion pride's sphere of influence. She lives at the heart of their empire. And this has created a situation unlike anywhere else on Earth. Because in Laikipia, There is no forest, only grassland, open and exposed beneath the Kenyan sun. Shade lives where, by every ecological standard, a black leopard should not survive. But she survives because she has learned something that no leopard should have had to learn: how to turn open space into a weapon. The answer is not daylight. Shade does not fight the light. Shade waits for it. When the sun touches the horizon, when the grassland shifts from gold to amber to red, shade begins to move. Because shade is a leopard, and leopards are creatures of the night. Most active from 9 at night to 5 in the morning, night is their armor. Beneath Kenya's stars becomes her kingdom. Even on the darkest night, always has enough stars. Every morning, when the first light falls across the grassland, shade must find shade before the pride begins to move. 40 square kilometers, 8 lions. For them, a black leopard with a black coat becomes a moving target. The coat makes shade invisible at midnight and conspicuous as a shadow cast the wrong direction at noon. The pride hasn't found shade yet. Not yet, but the grassland keeps no secrets. And the pride never stops searching. This is the territory that shade has memorized. This is what time and failure can teach. Know the terrain better than whoever pursues you. The lead lioness controls 40 square kilometers, but she does not know 3 of them. Shade's 3. The lion pride has numbers. Shade has a map. Because in this war, information is the only thing a black leopard can accumulate that the lions cannot take away. In the red light, not enough for daylight, but not enough for night, shade is seen. Lions. They know this does not belong here. The pride doesn't catch shade, but their presence alone is enough. Enough to stop shade from moving, from hunting, from escaping the zone where sunlight will expose her. And this is the strength of a lion pride. They are more patient than anything on the grassland. But darkness is patient too. The pride doesn't give up, because they hunt at night too. Both lions and leopards have the tapetum lucidum, the reflective layer behind the retina, allowing light to pass twice across the photoreceptors. But shade was built to compete with lions, because while lions are generalists, leopards are nocturnal specialists. They were forged for the dark. When the sun fully sets, this is no longer lion territory. Run, shade. Run into the darkness. That is where you win. The lion pride can see the night. But shade does not reflect light. The black coat is her disappearance. But the huntresses change their minds. They spot a hunting opportunity. There is puku scent nearby. The lioness cannot see them by sight, but a single startled movement, and everything collapses. The unexpected meal draws their attention away from the quarry they pursued. but they will search again. And Shade, she has vanished. The scent of the meal spreads through the cold night air, but no one dares approach to contest it. They sense something is watching. Before dawn, Shade hunts. Shade climbs the lone acacia at the edge of her territory, looks down at the grassland turning pink, 40 square kilometers of it. And in those 3 square kilometers, last night, Shade won. Data from the Laikipia Predator Project confirms melanistic leopards at Laikipia are 23% more nocturnal than spotted counterparts. Successful hunt rates at night are higher because prey cannot see them coming. The black coat does not change the skill. It changes the information available to prey. From "there is a threat" to "there is nothing." 8,000 kilometers to the east. Another shadow is learning its own lesson, a lesson that no lion will teach. Kabini, Nagar Hole Tiger Reserve, India. This is the most densely populated stretch of forest on Earth for a single leopard. An estimated 100 leopards within 643 square kilometers. The land of leopards. Phantom did not choose a quiet, dark corner of India. Phantom chose the most contested land of all. A wound is the welcome of this land. Someone has asked the question, are you worthy of being here? Scarface, the old male leopard, the ruling predator of this territory, before Phantom arrived. But Scarface is not the only threat. Carl, a Bengal tiger, weighing 220 kilograms, 3 times Phantom's weight. He is an absolute ruler. Carl's successful hunts give him the right to determine the fate of any predator in this territory. Carl does not respect the territorial boundaries of leopards. Carl does not acknowledge Phantom. For a ruler, the answer is always yes. And the Kabini dry season, from November through April, places Phantom at a double disadvantage. Disadvantage 1, the canopy. In the dry season, Kabini's vegetation is depleted. The canopy thins. The daytime shadows, the very thing Phantom's black coat needs to operate, disappear. Disadvantage 2, heat. 34 to 38 degrees Celsius, 93 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Black fur absorbs heat more intensely than spotted golden fur. Phantom must rest more during the day, less time to hunt, fewer chances to establish territory. Hotter, more exposed, hungrier, and the black coat becomes a burden in daylight. Phantom retreats to the flooded backwaters to cool down, but that is the territory of massive water predators. Male tiger Carl, the lethal tiger queen Kismet, but there is no other option. In this forest, there is one thing tigers cannot do. One thing that makes 220 kilograms of tiger a disadvantage: trees. Tigers are too heavy to climb high. And when Phantom needs to truly vanish, it simply has that option. 3 meters, 5 meters, until the canopy blocks every line of sight from below. This is Phantom's empire, an empire no tiger can invade. But dholes are different. 20 Indian wild dogs, each smaller than phantom, but together. When dholes appear, no leopard stays on the ground. Even Carl with 220 kilograms and jaws that crush buffalo bone, retreats before a dhole pack. Phantom does not retreat and learns. Langurs are the forest's memory. When they cry out, it is not always about Phantom. Sometimes it is Carl approaching, sometimes dholes, sometimes Scarface patrolling the territory boundary. Phantom learns to distinguish the Langur alarm call for big cats from the call for wild dog packs. This is something the black coat cannot teach, but the forest of Kabini can. The dry season teaches the black coat one lesson. Temperature at 38 degrees Celsius. The black coat absorbs heat, absorbs it fully. Recent studies suggest that melanistic felids may process heat differently from their spotted counterparts. Different distribution of sweat glands, altered subcutaneous blood circulation. No definitive conclusion yet, but Phantom survives at 38 degrees Celsius, and the spotted leopard beside it does too. Because the dry season does not last forever, and Kabini holds a secret the rain will reveal. June. Moisture from the Indian Ocean pushes up onto the Deccan Plateau, and the first clouds of the monsoon arrive. Rebirth. When the temperature drops, when the canopy thickens, when the true shade returns, no longer blocked by drought. Phantom's black coat transforms from burden to weapon. The canopy fills in, day by day, hour by hour. Sunlight no longer reaches the forest floor. Darkness is no longer a gap, it is the standard. Darkness is now daylight. Here it is, Phantom's weapon, vanishing in broad daylight. Kismet, the tigress, uncontested queen of Kabini. 200 kilograms. Territory spanning more than 40 square kilometers. 1 meter from Phantom, Kismet does not stop, does not recognize it. The brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. And Monsoon Kabini is the brightest light. The black coat has ever been tested against. The brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. Below is Cleo, the spotted leopard perfectly camouflaged in dry grass, invisible to everything. Cleo chooses Scarface, the territory's dominant male, to protect her cubs. And Phantom, isolated beneath a hostile canopy. But here is the question no one asks. Is Cleo or the spotted leopards moving through this forest, carrying the gene? Possibly, according to Hardy Weinberg, in a population with 10% black leopards. Nearly half of spotted leopards outside may carry the hidden allele. The next generation resembling Phantom could be born from 2 spotted leopards who never recognize the gene in each other. The monsoon ends, but Phantom has mastered the use of shadow. Using shade as an ally, body pressed flat against a branch. Deer are sharp, but they rely mostly on hearing, or the alarm calls of langurs. The monkeys don't detect it, they are too high, and Phantom hides very low. Once prey enters the kill zone, nothing can change what comes next. A full stomach makes Phantom calmer and more confident than ever. It is ready to challenge the current king of this territory. Cleo leaves scent marks along the trail. She is ready to mate. Phantom makes its move. Scarface knows this and is waiting. The final confrontation does not happen in daylight. It happens in the darkness of old-growth forest, where Phantom has the advantage. But not any longer. Phantom faces it directly. Kabini belongs to Phantom. It and Cleo are now the dominant pair ruling this kingdom. But the struggle of the wild world never stops. A completely different shadow is waiting. Mamirawa, Amazonas, Brazil. This is the largest Várzea reserve on Earth. 1.1 million hectares of Amazon rainforest, flooded for half the year. Here, water is not terrain, water is the predator, and Obsidian must navigate both. Shade hunts in darkness. Phantom waits for the rain. Obsidian does not need to wait. Because the Amazon never truly grows bright. Mamirawa, canopy so dense that sunlight never truly reaches the water's surface. Here, there is only shadow, continuous, permanent, indifferent to day or night. They don't only hunt at night, they hunt by day, because here the black coat is camouflage at every hour. But Mamirawa is not the jaguar's kingdom alone. Obsidian's enemy has no legs. It has 6.3 meters of body and 200 kilograms of pure muscle. February 2024. Scientists confirmed the green anaconda is not one species. The southern green anaconda of the Pantanal and the northern green anaconda of the Amazon, two separate species. The anaconda that Obsidian faces at Mamirawa is the northern green anaconda, a newly confirmed species, one that science has barely begun to understand. Obsidian weighs 90 kilograms. The anaconda weighs 200 kilograms, and the anaconda is in the water. Anacondas hunt through environment. They pull prey into the water, where 200 kilograms becomes a perfect weapon. The anaconda's strategy: wait for the enemy to enter its territory, into the darkness of black water. It is not difficult. In the Amazon, few animals can live far from water, large predators included. A capybara has no idea that death is beneath it. The largest rodent on the planet, but completely defenseless before the swamp's assassin. No sound of biting, only the coiling of muscle. The power of anaconda lies in pressure. The anaconda's crushing force equals that of a car driving over prey's chest. The anaconda is a muscle machine, and the black river floor is its absolute kingdom. But the Amazon has more than one tyrant. Back at the dark forest shore, a shadow of pure black is watching. In this world, reptiles rarely challenge jaguars, even when they are armed to the teeth. The black caiman's back is protected by osteoderms, bone plates embedded in the skin, hard as steel, but not the skull. Done. It disappears into the undergrowth to eat alone. Here, reptiles are prey, not rivals. When capable of bringing down apex predators, the jaguar becomes the ultimate hunter. And no ruler wants to stop at the current boundary. It wants to drive the black jaguar from its hunting waters. But obsidian steps into the water, not because it was pulled, by choice. Obsidian submerged half its body in the Varzea current. Its unique coat structure rapidly absorbs the water's temperature, neutralizing the anaconda's thermal detection system. Obsidian strikes. The anaconda loses. It never knew the enemy already owned this darkness. Melanistic jaguars in the Amazon occur at higher rates than in any other jaguar population on Earth. In some areas of the Amazon Varzea, the proportion of melanistic individuals exceeds 50%. Compare with the Pantanal, Brazil's open, sun-drenched wetland, less canopy cover, far more light. The recessive ASIP mutation becomes a death sentence there, destroying camouflage capability. Melanistic jaguars are almost absent from the Pantanal. Same species, same ancestral genome, two selection pressures, two completely opposite outcomes. This is the most concrete evidence of directional selection in big cats, not at the level of theory alone, but across real populations, in real ecosystems. Obsidian is not an exception in the Amazon, and that is what makes the Amazon different from Laikipia and Kabini. Here, the black coat is the standard. 3 shadow predators, 3 continents, 3 victories. Which battle was the hardest? 8 lions in the Laikipia night, 1 tiger in the Kabini rain, or the reptile beast in Amazon's black water. Three strategies, 1 coat. And now we can answer the question. Chapter 1 asked, what did evolution make this black coat for? Not to become invisible, not to be stronger, not to escape the sun. To learn how to find the right darkness. Shade found darkness on the grassland. Phantom found darkness in the rain. Obsidian found darkness in the water. and Phantom's ASIP gene, Obsidian's MC1R gene, two completely different systems, arrived at the same answer. And here is what we must not forget. This gene is more fragile than we think. In the Lycopia leopard population, if 10% carry the black coat, the proportion carrying the hidden gene without showing it is nearly 50%. The leopard lying directly beneath Phantom on the branch, the spotted leopard no one notices, can carry that exact gene. A hidden gene does not disappear, it waits. But every time a melanistic leopard dies, every time a black jaguar loses its territory, a part of this gene's future disappears with it. In the 2018 final survey at Mamirawa, 5 melanistic jaguars, a number small enough to count on one hand. Evolution does not create one-directional solutions. When it gave 3 different continents the same black coat through 2 different genetic paths, it was saying that darkness is useful enough to be worth discovering twice. And perhaps the black coat was never only about darkness. Some studies suggest that. Melanistic felids may have immune system advantages or benefits from melanin's radical scavenging properties. No definitive conclusion yet. But when evolution reinvents the same thing 5 times, it cannot be for only one reason. And whether the next generation carries that gene depends on both mother and father carrying it. Neither knowing the other does. If you want to understand the hunters who hunt shadow predators, the lion prides, the Bengal tigers, the anacondas, stay with us. The next story is waiting. With the longest gestation period among terrestrial mammals, requiring 660 days to gather energy and nutrients to welcome a 100-kilogram calf. The baby elephant must find its footing within mere moments of arrival. Because at Savuti, the scent of new existence. Is the signal that awakens the primal instinct of those who follow the path of the hunt. When the Savuti Channel completely receded, in 1981, artificial waterholes were established. Instead of embarking on a journey of hundreds of kilometers to the Okavango Delta, thousands of elephants decided to settle permanently at Savuti and became a colossal yet high-stakes source of sustenance for the Savuti Pride. A super pride of more than 40 members. They transcend the barriers of physical scale to place the African bush elephant upon their menu of survival. From August to November, the migration leaves a colossal biological void, and the African bush elephant occupies more than 90% of the remaining animal biomass. To adapt to to these demanding conditions and the scarcity of traditional sustenance. The predators completely restructure their instincts by daring to challenge the giants. On average, every 3 days, one elephant concludes its journey. This specialized sustenance elevates the daily consumption of each member to double compared to any other typical pride. Until one moonlit night, the nocturnal pursuit is so sudden and profound that even the matriarch of the herd cannot withstand the tide. Countering the aggressive prowess of the hunters is a steadfast fortress operated under the guidance of the matriarchs. Possessing a brain weighing over 5 kilograms, with a highly developed temporal lobe and hippocampus, she holds invaluable ecological memory. During the most demanding days, the matriarch calmly leads her kin based on memory of underground water veins hidden half a century ago. Through the analysis of acoustic fingerprints, the matriarch accurately distinguishes the sound frequency of an adult male lion. From less formidable pursuers, to reach a decision through infrasound signals below 20 Hz. Losing a matriarch, cortisol levels in the blood of the young rise sharply, softening the immune system and brain development. Making the young one a vulnerable focus for any predators. Fortunately, another female in the herd has offered sustenance to the orphaned young and accepted the responsibility of guidance. However, the high density of the Savuti herds under immense consumption needs has led to a profound transformation of the vegetation. Now, the herd no longer holds the strength to compete with other herds. They are compelled to venture further to seek nutritional resources. And a path away from the reach of the lions. Meanwhile, the sovereignty of the Savuti pride is not an eternal privilege. From the western Mababe plains, nomadic male lions, carrying the ambition of acquisition, begin their encroachment upon the territory. In the world of the savanna kings, authority always aligns with the ability to safeguard boundaries. And when the ruler pass away, that order shatters beyond restoration. To protect the youthful generations, the proud elephant hunters are compelled to retreat toward the north. At this moment, the two most formidable forces of the wilderness, the African bush elephant and the Savuti pride, no longer stand on opposing sides of the battleground. They remain only as wandering entities, diligently seeking their final breath of existence. The journey of hundreds of kilometers toward the northeast has guided the wanderers into Zimbabwe. October in the Zambezi Valley. Is the moment when the Earth's axis and tropical high pressure converge, frequently pushing temperatures beyond 45 degrees Celsius. Every previous advantage of numbers is neutralized. Hydration is a daily metabolic necessity for the Cape buffalo to sustain the flame of existence. A consequence of a nervous system not yet tempered through setback has led these young ones to violate the golden rule of apex predators, strategic patience. In a state of dehydration, the assertiveness of the buffalo is elevated to its zenith. No longer the pursuers, lions become the hunted. By the very ones they hunt. The mother lion has guided the young ones to select and await the opportune moment when the pursuit becomes most fragile. But these Cape buffalo, separated from the herd, seem anything but simple. The male Cape buffalo often depart from the protection of the great herd to establish bachelor groups with only 2 to 5 members. They are known as the Dagger Boys. Every ounce of their energy is channeled toward a single purpose: self-preservation. They are a vast library of behavior, allowing them to interpret every movement of the most formidable pursuers before the engagement even begins. The pride's strategy is to guide the target into the sandy chutes. The nearly 1-ton weight of the Cape buffalo becomes its own adversary. But the Dagger Boy completely shatters the pride's efforts to control its center of gravity. The giant successfully navigates his escape with a physical concession of his tail. This setback uncovers the tactical developing stage of the young hunters. As they have yet to master the rhythm of the engagement and the ability to conclude the pursuit. Before the intense resistance of an entity guarding its final existence. No longer overcoming the giants, the lions are compelled to aim for more optimal pursuits. But the parched sky of the Zambezi Valley is an invisible network of biological intelligence, openly resisting the encroacher. Upon the granite outcrops and steep sand cliffs, the Chakma baboon troops reign like temple guardians who never sleep. With trichromatic vision, similar to that of humans, the Chakma baboon easily uncovers the straw-colored camouflage of the lion within the dry grass. A single sentinel individual requires only a glance to identify even the slightest shift. It is an interspecies signal. The element of surprise is completely neutralized. Transforming the pursuit into an impossible mission even before it begins. The barks of the baboons transform a concealed ambush into an open pursuit. The warthog is still expected to be an accessible target due to its sturdy appearance. But this perception is a miscalculation by the developing hunters. The warthog effortlessly utilizes the flexibility of its joints to execute intricate and sharp maneuvers. once again, muscular prowess will forever remain an ineffective tool. If not guided by a strategic mindset that understands every grain of the battleground. Not only wrestling with tenacious pursuits, the youthful pride also endures dual pressure from the environment and the threatening presence of rivals occupying the opposite bank. The lions begin to conquer the heights of the leadwood and acacia canopies. Here, they access the cooling convection currents and an absolute panoramic view of up to 2 kilometers with a retinal structure optimized for detecting movement. Hunger is restructuring the entire neural network and honing the intellect of the lion pride. The young hunters have entered a phase of evolution in apex cognition. They have become strategists, knowing how to wait until the variables of terrain, gravity, and the exhaustion of the opponent converge at a single point to initiate the decisive engagement. The lion pride remains perfectly concealed atop the sandy chutes, where the laws of gravity and friction will soon become potent allies for the pursuers. One buffalo is left behind, with a physique bearing the marks of previous territorial challenges. While the lead female draws all focus from the direct front. The youthful lions immediately advance from the blind spots, establishing anchor points. 2 nearby Cape buffalo return to offer assistance. The lion pride is no longer a group of awkward apprentices. Seizing the perfect temporal window, the mother lion initiates the concluding movement. This successful engagement serves as a milestone marking the evolution of tactical coordination within the young pride. Pride has been restored, and yet the grand gathering of nature has only just begun. The lappet-faced vulture is the largest and most assertive vulture species in Africa. With a gastric pH level nearing 1.0, They possess the ability to neutralize the most formidable pathogens, such as anthrax or botulism. Preventing the emergence of imbalances across the entire ecosystem. Here, the youthful lions encounter their final trial, safeguarding their sustenance. Meanwhile, the elephant herd at Savuti welcomes the destined rains of November. The indigenous San and Baye people believe that thunder is the ceremonial drum signaling a cycle of rebirth for Mother Earth. As for the new dynasty of the Savuti Pride, this is the moment their prowess reaches its ultimate threshold, with a cunning asymmetric advantage. The resounding thunder disrupts the infrasound communication. Which serves as the vital bond of the elephant herd. The focus of the Savuti Pride is upon the juveniles and subadults from 4 to 15 years of age, the young males. With their curious nature and the more relaxed protection from the herd. Despite the defensive efforts of the pursuit, the absolute disparity in vision and velocity during the storm determines the outcome. After a profound night, the herd attempts to locate their missing member. Unaware that the young one is 5 kilometers away, the instinct for survival urges it toward the waterhole. But it is too weary to proceed. In the end, the elephant encounters no further struggle. The transition is never an ultimate conclusion. It is merely a conveyance of energy to make space for a new beginning. The matriarch has just welcomed a new male calf. The orphan who was once embraced years ago has now stepped through the threshold of maturity. It assumes the role of safeguarding the younger sibling, much like the way the elder once offered dedication for its sake. A conveyance of the legacy of loyalty through the generations. The savanna may reclaim everything. But it can never erase the essence of grace and the dignity of those who stand together. Departing from the perilous sand cliffs of Savuti to advance into Zambia. Reaching the southern extremity of the Great Rift Valley. South Luangwa National Park is a pristine wilderness sanctuary spanning an area of 9,050 square kilometers. In the 1950s, amidst a global context that still regarded hunting as a measure of conquest, the conservationist Norman Carr pioneered the establishment of the walking safari. Here, the Luangwa River is one of the few major river systems in the world, untouched by human intervention. The freedom of the waters has created a characteristic terrain with numerous oxbow lakes and fertile floodplains where the density of leopard and hippopotamus is the highest on the entire continent. Without the need for a roar or an accompanying pride, the leopard governs the night through the stillness and fluidity of a true predator. The scale of this species ranges from 30 to 90 kilograms, depending on gender and environmental conditions, with a body length that can reach nearly 2 meters. The territory of the leopard in the Luangwa Valley region varies significantly by individual and gender. A male may occupy an expanse from 28 to 56 square kilometers, while a female oversees areas from 3 to over 40 square kilometers. These domains often overlap, particularly between males and females during the season of lineage, yet conflict rarely emerges without the element of direct competition. Owing to a diverse dietary repertoire, the leopard adapts seamlessly to various environments, including the arid open woodlands of central Luangwa. A solitary, deliberate, and discreet lifestyle is how the leopard becomes one of the most efficient hunters, possessing stalking skills that are iconic within the predatory realm. The leopard's coat is adorned with rosettes that serve as a perfect veil of camouflage. With nocturnal vision approximately 7 times that of a human, they utilize the darkness as a cloak, covering every movement. When the moment is ripe, they surge with a velocity that can reach 58 kilometers per hour. Once the pursuit has been concluded, the leopard never leaves the result upon the ground. They understand that other carnivores will not overlook an effortless opportunity. The Cape baboon begins its day with confidence and commotion, as if this land is a familiar sanctuary. This is a large primate, highly intelligent, and among the most organized in southern Africa. An adult male can weigh up to 40 kilograms and reach over 1.2 meters in length. Approximately triple the average mass of a female. They exist in troops of 20 to 80 individuals, in which a dominant male assumes the role of guiding movement, providing guardianship, and maintaining order. These enduring social bonds not only unify the troop when encountering a predator, but also foster a community with high capacities for learning and adaptation. As true omnivores, the Cape baboon consumes almost anything digestible, even small fauna. The Cape baboon often monitors the seasonal shifts of resources, particularly the fruiting groves along the Luangwa River or near the wetlands during the rainy season. As the dry season arrives, the troops retreat to the highlands, assisting them in avoiding potential predators. Despite being a focal point for hunters, the Cape baboon has been documented to organize collective responses for defense. The communication capabilities of this species are regarded as among the most sophisticated within the realm of non-human primates. They utilize over 30 distinct vocalizations combined with facial expressions and body postures to warn, coordinate, or convey emotions within the troop. Behavioral studies from the Wildlife Conservation Society during the 2023 to 2024 period confirm that the physical language of the Cape baboon can shift depending on the social context, the terrain, and the intricate relationships between individuals in the troop. The impala possesses neither claws nor sharp fangs. Only a keen intuition and instantaneous reflexes to navigate their existence amidst a wilderness filled with profound challenges. With an average mass ranging from 40 to 75 kilograms and a shoulder height of approximately 90 centimeters, the impala possesses a perfected physical proportion, capable of leaps extending up to 10 meters in length and 3 meters in height. The impala may be perceived as an essential nutritional link in the eyes of many carnivores in South Luangwa. Yet they are by no means passive. Beyond physical prowess, the impala employs highly effective communal strategies. Living within a herd minimizes the risk of being a focal point, aided by the dilution effect. The dietary regimen of the impala is remarkably fluid. They primarily graze upon grasses, yet will consume leaves, young shoots, or even fruits when necessary. The ability to transition their sustenance allows the impala to endure across various climates and vegetation types. A vital advantage in an ecosystem continuously reshaped by environmental shifts. A being frequently misunderstood by many, the spotted hyena. Each individual is a fragment of an organized community known as a clan. A matriarchal social structure where the females hold sovereignty. A clan may comprise up to 80 individuals, dispersed across a vast territorial range, yet bound together through unique social rituals. The fission-fusion structure of the clan grants the hyena fluidity in both procurement and resource management. Existing far beyond the scavenger label often imposed by human perception in approximately 60% of instances. The spotted hyena actively organizes large-scale, cooperative, and efficient pursuits. When targeting substantial pursuits, they typically coordinate in groups of 3 to 15 individuals, establishing a clear formation and distribution of roles. With a velocity of up to 60 kilometers per hour and superior endurance, they can maintain the pursuit over distances of several kilometers. The bite force of the spotted hyena reaches 4,500 newtons, the most formidable among all carnivorous mammals. Within the ecological tapestry of South Luangwa, the role of the spotted hyena includes the processing of organic remains. A vital ecological service that minimizes the risk of pathogen outbreaks. Their dietary versatility and highly resilient physiology represent a profound survival advantage. less clamorous than central Luangwa, it is the very tranquility of the southern loop and Nsefu sector that nurtures the Thornycroft's giraffe, an endemic subspecies found nowhere else on Earth. Although restricted to the Luangwa Valley, primarily within South Luangwa National Park and segments of Luambe National Park. The Thornycroft's giraffe still moves according to the cycles of the dry and rainy seasons, along the ecological corridors of the Luangwa River in pursuit of fresh foliage and secure water sources. This movement is not a long-distance migration, such as that seen among the herbivores of the Serengeti Plains. Yet it plays an essential role in maintaining biological equilibrium. Preventing the overutilization of vegetation in any fixed area. The southern loop and Nsefu sector also serve as the sanctuary for the Crawshay's zebra. This is a rare subspecies of the plains zebra. They primarily inhabit the dry grasslands and savannas to the east of the Luangwa River. The Crawshay's zebra possesses a highly distinctive patterning, void of the shadow stripes, commonly seen in the Burchell's zebra. The lion has no need for a display of power. Its mere presence is enough to command the caution of the entire savanna. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, the ancestors of the lion once traversed the ice fields of Europe, the deserts of the Middle East, and the expansive African plains. But today their footprints are primarily found within sub-Saharan Africa, with a single relict population remaining in India. South Luangwa stands as one of the final natural strongholds, maintaining a stable and high-density population. Lions exist in social units known as a pride, with the lionesses serving as the soul of the group. Meanwhile, the male lion assumes the duty of territorial guardianship. From May to October, the dry season renders water sources scarce and vegetation brittle, compelling most fauna to converge upon the final remaining pools. Their fluid physiology allows for leaps exceeding 11 meters in a single bound. According to 2024 statistics from Panthera and the IUCN Red List, the lion population in Africa has declined by over 40% in the last 30 years, with total estimates now ranging between only 20,000 and 25,000 individuals in the wild. South Luangwa remains a beacon of hope thanks to rigorous conservation efforts, anti-poaching initiatives, satellite monitoring of the prides, and elevating the awareness of local communities. certain renowned prides in central Luangwa, such as the Big Pride, which once numbered over 30 individuals, have now diverged into several smaller groups. They are dispersed around regions such as Mwamba and Nsefu, continuing to write the saga of their dynasty upon the grasslands and red soils of this valley. The bateleur is an iconic eagle endemic to sub-Saharan Africa. Its signature flight pattern, resembling a dry leaf tossed by the wind, is the product of a truncated tail unlike any other eagle species. The territory of a bateleur spans approximately 650 square kilometers. They are uncompromising toward encroachers, particularly those of the same gender. They are exemplary opportunists, equally adept at pursuing small fauna, such as birds, reptiles, and insects. As they are at processing the remains of larger beings. They are often among the first to identify organic remains from a distance, surpassed only by the vultures. Where such remains are often the legacy of great pursuits, the bateleur functions as a vital agent of ecological purification. The bateleur frequently bathes in the pools, lingering after the rain, thereafter perching upon high branches with wings outspread to dry its dense plumage and absorb the solar warmth. Leaving behind the dense emerald canopies of Southeast Asia, we travel across the globe to a completely different world. Trading those humid, shaded rainforests for the open plains is a whole new ballgame. We now step onto the sun-drenched golden horizons of the African savanna. And right at the center of this sun-drenched arena, we encounter a creature that often gets a bad rap. But truly commands our respect, the spotted hyena. This is the story of how a myth was made, and how science took nearly a century to break it. Hyenas eat carrion. Hyenas live off others. The hyena is the coward of the savanna, its giggle the sound of the undeserving. That image has clung to this species since the 19th century. Reinforced by hundreds of documentaries, thousands of pages of text, and the natural human instinct. When watching an animal with a sloping back, massive jaws, and an eerie laugh, approach a carcass, no one asked. whose kill it was. Hans Kruk. In 1966, Ngorongoro Crater, Tanzania, Kruk arrived to test. No hypothesis. He came to observe, and he observed long enough to see what those before him could not. The hyenas were eating prey that they had hunted themselves. The lions arrived and drove them off. Then, when the lions had finished and departed, the hyenas returned to the remains. Kruk wrote it in The Spotted Hyena, published in 1972, page 141, in the flattest scientific language. That it was the lions that were behaving as scavengers. After Kruk came Kay Holekamp. In 1988, she came to the Mara. To begin a long-term study of the spotted hyena. The Holekamp Lab at Michigan State University. Now tracks 4 clans in the Mara: Talik West, Serena North, Serena South, Happy Zebra, and an unknown clan. Journal of Zoology in 1997 stated that active hunting rates of the spotted hyena by location ranged from 43 to 95%. At the Mara, 80% of the food was earned through tactical via a 5-kilometer acoustic network. The data from Mills in 1990 in the African Journal of Ecology indicated that in zones of lion and hyena overlap, lions steal meals from hyenas, 6.8 times more often than the reverse. Roughly 14% of all hyena meals are taken away. The myth is inverted once more, when not only is the hyena not the scavenger, but the hyena is the victim of the scavenger lion. That is what we are attempting here, not to persuade you the hyena is good or bad. Because those categories do not apply in ecology, which helps you see the Mara clan for what it truly is. A complex, sophisticated organizational system optimized for a specific environment and understand that anything enduring long enough. In demanding conditions like the Mara, has its own rhyme and reason. And the next time you hear the hyena's call in the dark, remember that it is not the sound of cowardice. It is a distributed command structure coordinating the most sophisticated hunting unit of any African predator. When the smallest adult female enters, the largest male steps aside. Because in the Mara clan system, rank is not something you negotiate or contest daily. It is determined once and endures until someone above you, in the hierarchy, dies. The spotted hyena is the only social carnivore known. in which females dominate completely at the systemic level. Every adult female in the clan outranks every adult male, no exceptions. The mechanism is prenatal. Female hyena fetuses receive abnormally high androgen doses in the womb. This is the hormone, typically associated with male biology. The result is that adult females outweigh males by 10 to 12%. Greater musculature, higher capacity to establish and maintain physical dominance. And that status is passed down without skipping a beat. A daughter inherits her mother's rank within 6 months of reaching adulthood. The mother's rank transfers. With all accompanying rights, including priority feeding, mating access, and command authority in tactical formations. A functional aristocratic system, secured and enforced by social behaviors thousands of times day in and day out. The Mara clan's size ranges from 10 to 130 members. Depending on territory and season. In resource-rich areas, like the Mara and Ngorongoro, clans can reach 130 individuals. The alpha female controls 3 things, including feeding priority, mating access, and social order across the entire organization. And the battle begins. At the moment of birth, spotted hyenas are born, with eyes open and teeth already through. Within hours, littermates begin to fight. Weakness is a luxury this empire cannot afford. The Mara clan's alpha female is not a symbol, she is the operating system. This is why the Mara clan is not a pack. It is an empire in every sense of the word. But that empire does not operate as a single monolith. During hunts, the Mara clan splits into small squads of 2 to 7 individuals. And is always led by a high-ranking female. These micro-alliances operate semi-independently within the broader territorial boundaries and will merge for major objectives. Like kleptoparasitism or border defense against neighboring clans. the true strength of the structure. Is that when the alpha female orders a convergence, those scattered squads will rally at a moment's notice within 15 to 20 minutes. This is the foundation of the crescent, not spontaneous or a free-for-all. Alone, a flexible predator. Together, the force that decides the outcome of the night. The spotted hyena's bite force is approximately 1,100 pounds per square inch. But the number is only half the story, the other half is application. Hyena jaws are not designed for a fast kill. Instead, they are designed for total consumption. Bone, horn, hoof. Everything that lions, leopards, cheetahs, and wild dogs leave behind. A clan of 60 can consume a 500-kilogram buffalo entirely, including the full skeleton, in 30 minutes. That process is not only efficient in terms of food consumption, but it also fast-tracks the return of calcium and phosphate to the soil by years compared to natural decomposition. The Mara clan is not merely a predator, it is the Mara's recycling system. Speed and endurance reach 59 kilometers per hour, sustained across 4.8 kilometers without slowing. But the key is not speed, it is the distance threshold. At 300 meters, the lion wins hands down. 80 kilometers per hour is something no species on this savanna can keep up with, within a range of 300 meters. At 400 meters, the lion is spent. The hyena is not. The hyena has not yet considered being spent at 400 meters. The hyena does not need to be faster than the lion, it only needs to outlast the lion's patience. And the 5-kilometer call of the 4-channel acoustic system increases in frequency by more than 40% during the dry season. The Mara clan is coordinating more complex operations in a more demanding environment. Its acoustic neural architecture does not collapse under pressure. It amplifies. But ears are not the only weapon. In the spotted hyena's olfactory system, the olfactory bulb occupies a significantly larger proportion of brain volume than in lions or leopards. According to East and Hofer in the Journal of Zoology, spotted hyenas can detect and track prey scent across 4 to 6 kilometers and distinguish the individual scent of every clan member, including rank, physiological state, and stress level. Each individual marks their territory through esophageal scent glands, turning it up a notch during the dry season. The Mara clan's territorial map is not memory. It is written in real time onto the Mara's landscape in chemistry by 60 to 130 individuals continuously updating it. Lions see with eyes and hear with ears. The hyena reads by map. There is a persistent misconception about lions that they dominate through sheer overall strength. The reality is more nuanced and in some ways far more interesting. Lions are not the most efficient killing machines on the savanna. Not in speed, the cheetah is faster. Not in solo success rate, the wild dog surpasses them. Not in social intelligence, the hyena hierarchy runs deeper. Not in bite force, the hyena is nearly twice as powerful. The lion is optimized for one thing only: the explosive moment. A lone lioness succeeds in fewer than 19% of hunts. 81% end in failure. That sounds poor, until you remember she is targeting prey many times her size on open terrain with no element of surprise. When the pride hunts together, success climbs to 30%. The quality shifts entirely, not rabbits, not small gazelle, but adult buffalo, giraffe, zebra. Stander and Albon in Oikos in 1993 documented that flanking positions in column formation achieve 3 times the success rate of central positions. A pride of 2 hunts as 1, a pride of 4 hunts as 10. Male lions do not hunt, that is accurate, but to conclude that males are useless is entirely wrong. A male patrols the perimeter every 2 to 3 days. Packer et al. Found that coalitions of 2 to 3 males control territories of 500 to 2,000 square kilometers. Grinnell et al. In Animal Behavior in 1995 calculated that a 120-kilogram lioness at 80 kilometers per hour carries approximately 43 kilojoules of kinetic energy at point of contact. The male broadcasts the kingdom. The female runs it. That decisive window spans 300 meters at 80 kilometers per hour. This is the River Pride's weapon. Against the hyenas on that drought night, the River Pride deployed exactly that. Breaking through the acoustic net to drink in a 60-second window, to survive the night. Fast twitch fibers make up an unusually high proportion of lion back and hip musculature. Significantly more than hyena and wild dog, per comparative anatomy research by Hudson et al. Fast twitch generates explosive force. The cost: rapid adenosine triphosphate consumption and lactate accumulation that degrades performance beyond 300 to 400 meters. This is why every lion hunt is structured to conclude within 300 meters. In the 5th year of drought, the River Pride faces a challenge, not in 300 meters of explosive power, but in the prolonged war. Their biology was never optimized to fight. There are things in the natural world we call instinct, because no better word exists. But with lions, recent research has found the mechanism. Not genetic, it is cultural. In Botswana, a pride of 10 to 20 individuals developed specialized techniques for hunting buffalo, 4 times their own weight. The approach angles vary by terrain, time of day, and the size and condition of the buffalo herd. No lion is born knowing this. At Mara, the marsh pride, documented by BBC from 2000 to 2012, showed the same pattern across 3 recorded female generations. Mosser and Packer in Animal Behavior in 2009 confirmed this is deliberate, passed through years of observation and adjustment. Not instinct, strategy taught, learned, transmitted through the hunt. The contents of that library are more specific than you might expect. Which prey species appear at which waterhole, in which month of the year, across 11 seasons of observation. The optimal approach angle for each specific terrain feature across 40 square kilometers of territory. Which individual buffalo in the herd tend to separate, which never do, which become dangerous when cornered. This is specific intelligence, stored not in genes, but in the body memory of a single individual who cannot be backed up. Sasaki et al. In PNAS in 2020 found that the loss of one experienced individual leads to 10 to 15 years of recovery for complex hunting techniques. Stander in the Namibian Journal of Environment documented that Hoanib pride on Namibia's Skeleton Coast subsists on a diet 79% marine, specifically Cape Fur seals. No other lion population on Earth does this. Culture built in the harshest ecosystem on record across 4 to 5 documented generations. The limit of lion culture is not one of capacity, only of the lifespan of those who carry it. Hoanib pride raises a larger question: if lions can learn to hunt seals on a desert coastline, what remains beyond their capacity to learn? Hoanib pride did not merely acquire a new technique, they recalibrated their entire biological rhythm. Include active at dawn when seals haul ashore, resting through the desert midday, drinking dew from grass and stone at night. No fresh water within 30 to 70 kilometers, no typical grassland prey, but 4 to 5 generations of accumulated knowledge about how to operate in an ecosystem entirely unlike their own. This matters, with only 22,000 to 25,000 lions remaining across Africa, a 25% decline from 2006 to 2018, and habitat shrinking. Cultural flexibility is no longer academic curiosity. It is the capacity to adapt to a world changing faster than genetic evolution can track, but cultural flexibility takes 4 to 5 generations, as observed at Hoanib. Under current conservation pressure, the question is not whether lions can adapt. It is whether there is time. Instinct suffices for a fixed world. Culture is required for one in motion. The Masai Mara is not a backdrop, it is a character. And like all complex characters, understanding its behavior requires understanding the history and pressures shaping its present. The National Reserve covers 1,510 square kilometers and is the administrative boundary. The Greater Mara ecosystem includes community conservancies spanning approximately 9,840 square kilometers and is the biological reality. The Serengeti Mara ecosystem spans 30,000 square kilometers and is the migration corridor that recognizes no borders. Three layers with 3 management frameworks and 3 distinct human pressure points. The story does not unfold inside one reserve. It unfolds across a living system onto which humans have drawn lines, and that system does not read those lines. Water writes the laws of the Mara. The Mara River originates in the Mau Forest. In the past 50 years, Mau deforestation has reduced river flow by 20 to 30%. Kenya's 2019 Mau Forest Restoration Project is generating partial recovery, but slowly. Drought does not begin at the waterhole. It begins in a forest 100 kilometers to the north. The drought cycle is shifting. Historically, severe drought occurs every 10 years on average. The IPCCAR-6 report in 2021 projects this to be every 5 to 7 years. This dry season is the 5th consecutive year below normal. The Mara is not preparing for the next drought. It is recovering from the last one while the next is already arriving. The Mara ecosystem has lost approximately 60% of land outside the reserve to agriculture and settlement in 30 years. The 9 community conservancies in Greater Mara are the remaining lungs of the ecosystem, and each year presents a new economic decision about whether to keep that land unconverted. The boundary of the Mara is not what any map depicts. It is what human beings decide to protect, season by season, year by year. And at the center of that entire system, not lion and not hyena, sits a species most wildlife documentaries overlook, the wildebeest. 1.3 million individuals migrate through Greater Mara each year. The fresh dung deposited in a single migration season delivers enough nitrogen and phosphate to sustain the grasslands for 3 months. After the herd departs, wildebeest are not merely food for every predator. They are the Mara's mobile fertilization system. Without wildebeest, grasslands thin. Thin grasslands mean fewer zebra and Thompson's gazelle. Fewer of those species drives lions and hyenas harder against buffalo, which resist more fiercely, more danger, and require more individuals to bring down. The cost per meal rises, and the system begins consuming itself. Wildebeest migration arrives at Mara between July and October, driven by rainfall patterns in the southern Serengeti. When Serengeti rains run late, the herd runs late. When the herd runs late, the Mara endures 4 to 6 weeks of primary prey deficit. This is the condition driving this story. The wildebeest have not yet arrived. They are on the way, but not here. The River Pride and the Mara clan are paying the price. for a delayed rainstorm on Serengeti grasslands that nothing in this system can control or predict. The Mara is not a place, it is a network, and in that network, rain in Tanzania decides the fate of lions in Kenya. Some creatures exist in nature, not merely as part of an ecosystem, but as forces that shape the behavior of everything around them. Buffalo at Mara are one of those creatures, not because of individual strength, though an adult buffalo at 750 kilograms with a broad-bossed horn rack can inflict serious injury on a full-grown lion, but because of how they operate as a collective entity. The first number to understand: over 200 recorded human deaths per year, exceeding any other large African species in many regional tallies. Not because buffalo attack with aggression, because they are unpredictable when threatened, carry long memories, and are never truly alone when they countercharge. When attacked, a buffalo herd does not scatter in all directions. It consolidates and countercharges. This is not random behavior among a few individuals. The entire herd responds in a predictable, sufficiently consistent pattern to be documented as strategy. Females make collective movement decisions through a body voting mechanism. The majority direction determines the herd's direction. No leader, no coercion. A democracy that operates entirely in body language, and when that democracy votes to turn and fight, 30 to 50% of attacking lions sustain injuries. The population stands at about 8,000 to 10,000. In the Greater Mara, according to surveys, this figure has dropped by roughly 70% over 50 years. Habitat loss, foot and mouth disease, and poaching pressure have taken a heavy toll. The herd still turns and charges, but the numbers are falling year by year. Buffalo are not simply the third force in opposition to predators. Ecologically, they are engineers of the grassland. Based on the research by Sinclair and Norton Griffiths in the Serengeti in 1979, buffalo grazing creates patches of short grass, preferred by wildebeest and Thompson's gazelles, to set the stage for the nutritional needs of other herbivores, thereby sustaining the prey population for both the Mara clan and the River Pride. Buffalo do not merely refuse to be prey, they build the infrastructure for the entire food chain. Observing buffalo during the dry season in the Mara adds another layer of complexity. The buffalo population in the Mara, numbering around 8,000 to 10,000 individuals, no longer has those herds of seasoned veterans. The oldest individuals, those best able to read threat signals, have been lost to poaching or drought mortality. Much of the current herd skews younger, with less experience of both predators and dry season terrain. But the collective voting mechanism still functions. It depends on the majority, and the majority of an 800-strong herd remains a force sufficient to alter every predator's calculation within 200 meters. This is why buffalo is the true wild card of the Mara. Not because it is the strongest or the most intelligent, but because its behavior cannot be predicted from observing any individual. You cannot read, "What will this buffalo do?" Only, which direction is this herd moving and how fast? On the drought night at the last waterhole, with two empires standing at a point of no retreat. The arrival of the buffalo herd accomplished what neither empire could do alone, created a pause long enough for both sides to survive that night. Not coincidence, ecology. The drought in the Mara is not just a wildlife story, it is a story about the future. Place what you have just witnessed into a broader perspective. 22,000 to 25,000 lions remain on Earth. The International Union for Conservation of Nature in 2025 introduced a new classification, largely depleted, to designate populations below 10% of their historical range, any. Not endangered by technical definition, but largely depleted is the language of a species that has forfeited most of what it once was, and there is no indication that the pace of decline is slowing down. During the period from 2006 to 2018, 25% of the population vanished in 12 years. For the spotted hyena, there are approximately 27,000 to 47,000 individuals globally. They fall under least concern by global criteria, but trend downward in all regions except the Serengeti core. In the local Mara region specifically, they are at a largely depleted level. These two empires, the ones combating each other in the dry night at the final waterhole, are facing the exact same long-term adversary. An adversary that does not arrive with a whoop or a roar, but comes incrementally over decades through habitat loss and climate change. In the Mara clan and the River Pride are each other's greatest rivals during every night of drought, and they are also the ultimate guarantee for each other's long-term survival. Why that matters is a bigger deal than the question of two individual species. According to research in the journal Science in 2014, the loss of apex predators leads to an explosion in prey populations, which triggers vegetation degradation from overgrazing, leading to soil erosion, followed by carbon release, and ultimately destabilizes the local climate. This is not a theoretical chain of events. It has been observed and measured in multiple ecosystems worldwide. If lions are lost, the Mara will consume itself, but this is not a story devoid of hope. According to a report from Lion Landscapes in 2024, there are now more than 30 landscapes and over 3 million square kilometers under active management, of which the Mara is the anchor. The 72-hour compensation program, designed to guarantee payment within 3 days for livestock lost to lions, has reduced human-lion conflict in the Mara by 30% over the past 3 years. 9 community conservancies in the Greater Mara are maintaining the buffer zones that the survival of the entire ecosystem depends upon, and every year is an economic decision regarding keeping that land from being converted. The Masai Mara is still there. The Mara clan is still calling. The whoop still echoes across 5 kilometers of grassland that is gradually turning green again. The River Pride still patrols the perimeter once every 48 hours. The question is not who rules the Mara during a single night of drought. The question is how many more dry seasons both can endure. And the answer to that question rests in human decisions being made right now, in this decade, in places that never appear in the frame of any documentary. And as we look ahead, that is not pessimism, but reality. If nothing changes in the current trends, including habitat loss, human-lion conflict, and the increasing frequency of droughts, then the figure of 22,000 to 25,000 lions will continue to dwindle, until one day the density drops below the viable threshold to sustain a breeding population. That is the ultimate worst-case scenario, and it is not unavoidable. The question is whether we are willing to pivot so that these two empires, and all that depends on their existence, can have another dry season to pull through. And that hangs in the balance of our choices. Even so, amid global challenges to their living space, magnificent lands still exist, lending a helping hand to protect big cats. A shining example of this is the Cerrado ecosystem, a tropical savanna that is ancient and second to none in its richness on the planet. Grande Sertão Veredas National Park, spanning 230,853 hectares, is one of the most important biological core zones of the Cerrado. This survival oasis is also home to the ocelot, a wild cat with a striking spotted coat, once nicknamed the dwarf leopard. 6 times larger than the ocelot, the jaguar is the largest big cat in the Americas. It sits at the top of the food chain, a symbol of untamed power and a living testament to extraordinary adaptability in the face of harsh conditions. With a powerful build, male jaguars can weigh up to 96 kilograms and reach lengths of 1.7 meters, their compact muscular frame paired with a broad head and short but incredibly strong limbs. This anatomy gives them not only explosive strength, but also the most powerful bite of any big cat, pound for pound, surpassing even lions and tigers. Their jaws are strong enough to pierce the skull of a full-grown capybara or crush the shell of an Amazonian turtle. During the dry season, when food becomes scarce, this ability gives them a decisive edge, allowing access to a wider range of prey than other carnivores in the region. In the hazy glow of dusk along the Cerrado's water's edge, the jaguar presses low to the ground, silent as a shadow. Every muscle tightens in stillness. The hunt has begun. Unlike its relatives, such as the leopard or lion, which often go for the throat, the jaguar delivers a precise bite to the back of the skull or spine, piercing through thick bone. Its short, curved canines and immense jaw strength are the perfect tools for this ambush strategy, especially in places like dry season streams, where sound carries far. The prey has no idea that danger lies in wait beneath the low grass. As it lowers its head to drink, the jaguar strikes. A clean leap, claws gripping tight, a bite through the skull, an end in silence. If the prey escapes into the water, the jaguar follows. It's a strong swimmer, capable of diving deep, and has even been observed using its tail to stir the water and lure fish, showcasing rare flexibility and intelligence. Though primarily ground-dwelling, it can climb trees and launch attacks from above, an especially effective tactic during the dry season, when visibility across the landscape is wide open. The jaguar's coat features large, bold rosettes with central black spots, forming patterns so unique that no two individuals are exactly alike. Some jaguars carry a melanistic pigment known as black panthers, which still retain these rosette patterns, visible under angled light or in infrared photography. This reflects the genetic diversity of the species in the Cerrado region, where an unusually high proportion of melanistic individuals, about 40 to 44%, was reported in the latest 2024 data from the organization On Safari. Biologically, jaguars are solitary animals. They rarely encounter one another outside of the mating season. A male's territory can be twice the size of a female's, and often overlaps with the territories of several females, though rarely with those of other males. During the dry months, this spatial arrangement helps minimize conflict and optimize access to dwindling resources. They tend to be most active at dawn and dusk, times of low light, cooler temperatures, and when prey begins to stir. In addition, jaguars have a unique range of vocalizations, from dry, saw-like roars to soft chuffing sounds, often used in close communication, especially between a mother and her cubs or mating pairs. Historically, jaguars ranged from the southwestern United States all the way down to Argentina. However, they have since disappeared from many areas, including El Salvador and Uruguay. Today, they remain in about 19 countries, with strong populations in the Amazon and Pantanal, but still persist at low densities in the Cerrado, a transitional zone rich in biodiversity. Specifically, at Grande Cerrado Veredas National Park, the unique habitat conditions have helped sustain a stable jaguar population, with 26 to 31 individuals recorded between 2023 and 2024. Protecting this species carries meaning far beyond zoological value. In indigenous cultures, from the Aztec to the Maya, the jaguar has always been a symbol of power, divinity, and immortality. In the Cerrado, the image of a jaguar crossing moonlit waters during the dry season has become a living emblem of balance, a reminder that even in the harshest of landscapes, there exists a deeper order shaped by the Creator's hand. Unlike armadillos that live burrowed underground, the South American coati often climbs trees like a bold little explorer of Grande Cerrado Veredas National Park. Also known as the ring-tailed coati or brown-nosed coati, it is a close relative of the raccoon. Measuring about 85 to 113 centimeters in length, with the tail making up nearly half of that, and weighing between 2 to 7.2 kilograms, the coati stands out with its long, curved and flexible snout. Once called coatim, meaning curled nose, in the ancient Tupi-Guarani language. Its curved claws help it dig, pry at roots, flip over stones, and climb with ease. A unique ability to rotate its ankles allows it to descend head first, a rare trait among mammals. The coati is active during the day, foraging when the weather is cooler. With its ultra-sensitive nose, it sweeps the ground like a living detector, searching for scorpions, insects, bird eggs, fallen fruit, and even animal remains. Individuals living near the veredas streams often climb low trees to pick fruit. Female coatis live in bands of 10 to 30 individuals, usually made up of mothers and their young. Adult males live alone, joining the group only during the mating season before going off on their own again. Within the band, female coatis show a strong spirit of cooperation. They care for the young, keep watch, and share information through sounds and body language. They use clicking noises, soft woofs, and gentle hissing sounds to stay in touch and alert one another to nearby trouble. The breeding season begins at the end of the rainy season, when fruit is most abundant. After a pregnancy of about 77 days, the female coati builds a nest in a tree and gives birth to between 2 and 7 young. The The babies stay in the nest for about 5 weeks before rejoining the band. Females usually remain with their mother's group, while males leave around their 3rd year and begin a solitary life from then on. As a highly adaptable omnivore, the coati helps control insect populations, spreads seeds, and plays a vital role in maintaining the lower layers of the ecosystem. A role that becomes especially important during the dry season, when food chains are more fragile. Although not yet classified as globally at risk, coatis are declining in southern Brazil due to deforestation and conflicts with humans. If faced with a threat, which strategy would you choose? Curling up like the armadillo or climbing a tree like the coati? One of the jaguar's prey, the greater capybara, commonly known as the capybara, is the largest rodent in the world. Interestingly, in the 16th century, the Catholic Church classified the capybara as a fish, allowing followers to eat its meat during Lent. Today, this gentle creature even has its own day of recognition, Capybara Day, celebrated on July 10th, honoring it as a peaceful symbol of the natural world. Measuring 1 to 1.3 meters in length and weighing between 35 and 66 kilograms, the capybara is more than twice the size of the beaver, the 2nd largest rodent. Its coarse golden brown fur and sturdy build conceal a body perfectly adapted for a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Short, webbed legs and eyes, ears and nostrils positioned high on the head, allowing it to stay submerged while still seeing and breathing. Capybaras can dive for up to 5 minutes, either to evade predators or to cool off when temperatures soar above 35 degrees Celsius. Though closely tied to water, capybaras are surprisingly agile on land, reaching speeds of up to 35 kilometers per hour when escaping danger. Their diet mainly consists of aquatic grasses, plant stems, and reeds, but when food is scarce, they make use of grains, wild squash, and melons. An adult can consume up to 3.6 kilograms of vegetation each day. Their digestive system features an enlarged cecum filled with millions of microorganisms that ferment cellulose. Capybaras chew cud while resting and practice coprophagy, eating a soft type of feces after initial digestion to maximize nutrient absorption. During the dry season, small groups of 10 to 20 capybaras often merge into herds of hundreds, led by a dominant male. Their social hierarchy is maintained through scent glands located on the nose and near the anus, as well as a rich vocal repertoire including whistles, chirps, growls, and even barks. They frequently groom and remove parasites from one another, not just for cleanliness, but as a form of social bonding. Some individuals have even been observed standing on their hind legs and swaying, almost like dancing, after bathing or during positive social interactions. Capybaras are widely distributed across South America, from Colombia to Argentina, and are even found in Panama. In the veredas, they do more than simply survive. They actively support the ecosystem, selectively grazing to promote aquatic plant growth and serving as a key link in the food chain for jaguars, caimans, and snakes. Their ancestors have roamed the Americas for 2 million years, and over thousands of generations, they've adapted to a wide range of environments. The ocelot has a body length of 70 to 100 centimeters, with a tail measuring 25 to 40 centimeters, and a coat marked by asymmetrical spots and stripes, like a biological fingerprint. White patches behind their ears create a false eye effect, making predators hesitate when approaching from behind. With their compact build, they slip effortlessly through dense shrubs and fallen trees, a silent shadow moving through the wild. As night falls, the ocelot begins to hunt. Though skilled climbers and capable swimmers, they prefer to ambush prey from the ground. With sharp hearing and keen vision, they go after rodents, hares, opossums, young armadillos, and even fish from shallow streams. Before eating, they meticulously remove fur or feathers from their prey, a rare habit among members of the cat family. Ocelots live solitary lives, except during the breeding season. Males control larger territories that overlap with those of multiple females, but they avoid direct confrontations with one another. After an 80-day pregnancy, the female gives birth to 1 or 2 kittens in a secluded spot, such as a tree hollow, dense grass patch, or rocky crevice near a stream. The kittens are born blind and remain close to their mother for nearly a year. When they're strong enough, the mother brings back live prey to help them practice hunting, preparing them for an independent life ahead. More than just a proud predator, the ocelot stands as a symbol of perfect adaptation. Each step it takes on the muddy ground of the veredas is a quiet whisper of life, resilient, silent, yet never fragile. In contrast to the tapir's somewhat smooth appearance, the Brazilian three-banded armadillo, also known as tatu bola, is one of only 2 armadillo species in the world that can curl itself into a completely closed ball thanks to its natural suit of armor. This species unexpectedly stepped into the global spotlight when it became the official mascot of the FIFA World Cup 2014 under the name Fuleco, a blend of the words futebol, meaning soccer, and ecologia, meaning ecology. Measuring only 23 to 27 centimeters in length and weighing between 1 to 1.6 kilograms, about the size of a small watermelon, the tatu bola's biological design is a masterpiece of evolution. 3 flexible bands between 2 tough armor plates allow it to roll itself up, using its short tail to seal off its soft underbelly, transforming into a seamless armored ball. No teeth or claws can easily pierce through it. The tatu bola feeds on ants and termites, using its long, sticky tongue and strong claws to break into termite mounds and ant nests. Though its eyesight is poor, its sense of smell is incredibly sharp, helping it sniff out prey and stay clear of hunters like the jaguar and the puma. It is active in the early morning and late afternoon and rests at night in shallow burrows or abandoned dens. Unlike other armadillo relatives, it does not dig deep on its own. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature in 2024, there are currently only between 1,000 and 1,800 mature individuals remaining in the wild. Once widespread across Bahia, Piauí, and Tocantins, they are now found in stable numbers in just a few places, including Grande Sertão Veredas National Park and the private natural heritage reserve, Mata do Junco. Major threats include deforestation, hunting, and domestic dogs. With an extremely low reproductive rate, only 1 offspring per year, the Brazilian 3-banded armadillo cannot rebuild its population fast enough to keep up with its decline. But for that very reason, it serves as a sensitive biological indicator, reflecting the overall health of the ecosystem. In the Veredas region, where the soil is loose, shade is plentiful, and termite mounds abound, this area becomes a final refuge for the species during the dry season. Another large mammal enters the scene, this time the largest land animal in South America, the South American tapir. Also known as the Brazilian tapir in the Tupi language, it's called the Amazonian tapir, maned tapir, or lowland tapir in English, anta in Portuguese, and la sachavaca, literally bush cow, in a blend of Quechua and Spanish. measuring between 1.8 and 2.5 meters in length and weighing from 150 to 320 kilograms. The tapir is equipped with a flexible trunk-like snout, formed from its upper lip and nose, that allows it to pluck fruit, forage for leaves in dense underbrush, or even act as a snorkel while submerged. In the sweltering dry season heat, often above 35 degrees Celsius, its ability to dive for minutes and move along riverbeds helps it evade predators and regulate body temperature. Despite its bulky frame, the tapir can move with surprising speed when threatened. This nocturnal animal follows stream banks in search of leaves, tender shoots, and even aquatic plants. Precious food sources when vegetation withers. Known as the gardeners of the rainforest, they help regenerate plant life by dispersing seeds through their droppings, especially throughout the veredas. Though their eyesight is poor, Brazilian tapirs have a highly developed sense of smell and hearing. They communicate and mark territory using scent trails from their bodies, urine, and facial glands. Their vocalizations include whistles, snorts, forceful breaths, and a distinctive clicking sound, a kind of secret language whispered through the forest. Tapirs live solitary lives, coming together only during the breeding season. Females carry a single calf after a pregnancy lasting up to 13 months. The newborn is covered in dark fur with white stripes and spots, like a tiny watermelon, providing natural camouflage under the forest canopy. They stay with their mother for 12 to 18 months, learning to swim, dive, and survive. But this also means the population regenerates slowly and is especially vulnerable to rapid environmental change. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the Brazilian tapir is currently listed as vulnerable, at risk due to deforestation, agricultural expansion, hunting, and habitat fragmentation. In the Cerrado, the conversion of forested land into soybean plantations and grazing pastures over the past 20 years has led to a sharp decline in veredas habitats. However, at Grande Sertão Veredas National Park, this species still has a chance at survival. The park's network of underground springs, wetlands, and year-round green buriti vegetation provides a cool, moist refuge throughout the dry season, an ideal environment for their continued existence. During the rainy season, Serra da Canastra National Park, covering 197,810 hectares, transforms into a vibrant biological zone with average annual rainfall around 1,250 millimeters. This surge in moisture fuels the lush growth of gallery forests, evergreen riverbank woodlands that flourish along the upper reaches of the São Francisco River. The park includes areas of striking scenic beauty, such as Cascadanta, the first waterfall of the São Francisco River, which stands 186 meters tall. The gallery forests here also serve as vital biological corridors, providing habitat for many endemic and rare species. Like a mystery written in many languages, the cougar holds more names than any other animal in the wild. Puma, mountain lion, catamount, panther. Over 40 nicknames, all referring to the same species. It is the terrestrial mammal with the widest range across the Americas, stretching from the icy Yukon in Canada to the arid Andes of southern Peru. And right at the heart of this continent, where the Cerrado sprawls and gallery forests cling to the São Francisco River, the cougar finds a fleeting paradise during the rainy season. During the rainy season, the riverbank forests become rich and chaotic. Migratory birds return, hoofed animals forage, and rodents reproduce rapidly with the rising humidity. For the cougar, this is opportunity. It crouches beneath the forest canopy, golden eyes narrowed, watching as prey slowly moves toward an open clearing.
The gemsbok is the master of this place. It can go days without drinking water, pulling all the moisture it needs from parched grass alone. This massive animal, weighing more than 220 kilograms, carries a deadly weapon on its head, a pair of straight, razor-sharp horns, nearly 1.2 meters long, like spears. The same resilience that carries it through drought is the same attitude it brings when it faces down a predator. When lionesses fan out to surround it, the gemsbok refuses to run. It plants its feet and holds its ground, leveling its horns bravely at the enemy, head-on. Even so, solitary courage is sometimes not enough against the tactics of a coordinated pride. One perfectly timed, brutal blow to the flank from a second lioness throws the gemsbok off balance, bringing down the desert's most resilient warrior. We've just walked through the rawest moments of the numbers game and the breathless power struggle between lion and hyena. Which animal in today's episode made you rethink how you see the wild? Was it the iron matriarchal discipline of the hyena clan, or the sheer muscular authority of the wetlands lion kings? Leave your take in the comments below. Your understanding is the truest tribute you can pay these wild animals. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to join me on the next expedition, where we'll keep decoding the wild's most mysterious codes of survival. And if you want to discover more about other wild animals, keep exploring with Win or Die, full episode Deadliest Battles for Survival, or Lion Attack, the Mapogo Battle for Survival.